I think we're live now, aren't
Yeah, we're live.
we? All right. Well, welcome, foodies, dessert people, booze people. This is the BDSM podcast, booze, desserts, smoke, and meats. So I am Professor Porkline, and I'm here with my lovely co-host.
The Meat Viking.
So we got another good episode for people today. This is our Easter special.
Yeah, in tradition with how we do
So
things, we're always late anyways. So this will probably show a week either after Easter or, if we're lucky, the week before Easter next year.
yeah, who knows? I mean, whatever. We're still
Yeah.
doing Easter, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But we got some interesting things to talk about today. So I guess the first thing is man, what we decided. What's the safe word for today?
We're probably gonna offend some people with this
Just
one.
come out and say it, man.
Today's safe word is Jesus.
Jesus is my safe word.
Jesus is my safe word. I can see that
Hashtag.
on like Bible camp T-shirts inadvertently, and then here we are poking fun at safe words and Jesus on a week after Easter. But if you're 27 episodes
Well,
into
you
this
know what?
podcast
It
and you're
doesn't
just finding
matter.
out we're a little awkward, that's your fault.
I know, right? So Jesus is the safe word. You should hashtag that one and see if that makes anything with the algorithm. And people will stumble upon this bad boy and be like, "What did I just get it myself into?"
Yeah.
So the next thing, man. Anything in the cup this morning?
I've had a sore throat that I can't kick, so I've just got coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
I decided to spice some things up a little bit. I had some vodka left over, so I got some of that raspberry lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get some of that, it's pretty good. Throw in a little bit of some ginger ale and some vodka. You
Ooh.
got yourself a nice little Sunday brunch punch, or we can call this the Easter punch.
Yeah.
um, that what is it? The Simply juice. They've got orange. They got mango. We usually get the shit for mimosas,
Ooh.
but they have a raspberry lemonade kind. So I would recommend getting that. Really easy. You could add whatever vodka you want with it. I just went straight. You'd probably you might be able to do a vanilla vodka, vanilla raspberry. That would be pretty good. But either way,
It'd
brunch
almost be
Easter
like a,
punch.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but like a raspberry drunken creamsicle.
Yeah, if you wanted to add cream, I guess.
Yeah. But you said yours is more of a raspberry lemon based, right?
Yeah, raspberry lemonade.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would want to add the cream to that and do a drunken creamsicle on that one.
No. Although, who knows, it might just end up tasting like one of those Italian shaved ices.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't talked about shaved ice, have we?
Mm-mm. Maybe that can be tomorrow's episode.
Well, we'll have to do that. Uh, we'll have to figure out whatever that will be.
Yeah.
But you smoking any cigars this morning or today?
No, I was going to save that for probably one when we have a longer episode. Because
Okay, cool.
I just woke up and I still got a sore throat from the other day. So I didn't want to like extra mess my day up. Well, I got two I'm really
Okay,
excited
no
about.
problem.
We got a one from Rocky Patel. It's a blue label cigar. And then I got Acid's Cuba Cuba. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we look forward to hearing whatever your stuff is for future episodes.
Yeah.
But in true Easter fashion, the first thing I want to talk about, man, are the Peeps.
Yeah.
Everybody loves those damn things.
Whether they love them or they love
As
to
a
hate
kid, I mean, I think everybody enjoys them. Yeah, I think everybody enjoys them as a kid, but God, when you get older, you're like, why did I even enjoy these things? Fun fact, though, They're produced actually in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, so my home state. And what's really weird is that there's a lot of candy manufacturers in Pennsylvania. Hershey, Reese's, you got the Peeps people, and it's like, what the hell is going on in there that all these confectionaries and chocolatiers and whatnot are staying in that state? But um, yeah, so this dude, he immigrated from Russia, and his company was called Just Born. And the funny thing about that, from what I researched, is that the reason why he called it Just Born is because this dude painstakingly handmade each one of those Peeps way back when.
Oh.
So he basically had it to the point where he would say, "Oh, my fresh candy, my fresh marshmallow candy was just born because I made it." And that's the Peeps whole entire thing. So, God, I couldn't imagine freaking doing that. That just seems like that would be so hard on your hands if you're making that many Peeps.
Yeah, like, dude, I have a hard enough time, like, when you decorate a cake and you have to write, like, happy birthday on it. Like, I can only imagine the process of making a Peep.
Yeah. So, but this dude wound up making a bunch of them. And then I guess the company got sold later on. The guy died in the late 50s. So his company was sold, and they wound up finally getting a machine and did the whole entire production line, kind of like what you see now anyway, and got rid of that painstaking process of doing it everything by hand. So, man, but Peeps, I feel like the original yellow has got to be the one to go with.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So they
can't go
have
wrong
different
with
colors
yellow.
apparently. Yeah, they've got yellow, white, pink, and apparently they have other colors too. I
I've
think
seen blue.
lavender. I don't know. Yeah, blue might be one of them too. And apparently they have different flavors now too. They've got vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. But I haven't had one of those things in a long time, so I can't even tell you if they have some other flavors or not.
I think I had a lemonade flavor one. Let me double check.
With all this stuff, yeah, with all this stuff later with the food technology, it wouldn't surprise me if you had that stuff from the jelly bean, where they had like the throw up Peep or the pizza flavored Peep,
Right.
So, but yeah, it's really interesting that the Peeps are such a popular thing. And then one of the other things I realized in my research is that this guy, he was actually one of the leading marshmallow manufacturers in the world.
I mean, that makes sense.
So, but man, I feel like those things can last forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the expiration date that you see on those, it's like, oh, here's 40 years from now, you'll still be able to eat this stale ass Peep.
So,
Did you ever take a Peep and throw it into the microwave?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, you take a Peep and you put it in the microwave for like 20 seconds, and it winds up getting really big. It expands, and then you keep it in there, and it winds up exploding. So if you if you plan on doing that experiment with your kids, just know that if you keep that bad boy in there for long enough, it's going to explode. You're going to get marshmallow all over your microwave. So, but if you want to show them how it can expand, put it in there for like 10 or 15 seconds and watch through the window, and it will go.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good experiment to teach your kids about physics. So, but I got the Peeps official page opened up right now, and
okay.
I seen the lemonade ones, but there were a couple others I wanted to mention. They got hot tamale flavored Peeps. You know, like the cinnamon based candy, hot tamales.
Oh, geez.
Yep. They've got limited edition Fruit Loops flavored, like the cereal. And there was another one I wanted to mention. Peeps has their own chicken bunny cereal. And then they've got a Rice Krispie Treats crossover going on. So with the Rice Krispie cereal.
Oh, I can see how you can do Rice Krispie Treats with that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's marshmallow.
Yeah.
So I bet you if you just melt all that stuff down and then make your marshmallow Rice Krispie Treats like you would normally do it, then you can make yourself some Peeps Krispie Treats.
Yeah. And you'd probably end up with some nice pastel colors too for your Krispie Treats that way.
I almost wonder if you can do it with other things too. Like, you know how people put stuff on like popcorn, how you can get that sticky popcorn using the marshmallow. I wonder if you can melt that stuff down and then throw that on popcorn and make that as kind of like a dessert-ish or a snack-ish style.
I mean, that'd be super sticky, but I think it'd be able to work.
Yeah, I wonder, you know what? I wonder if you can do it with other desserts too. You know, like melt all that stuff down and make it into like not a glaze, but like a marshmallow topping. Maybe even put it into a piping bag and just throw that on top. You could probably put it in brownies.
Yeah.
You know how they have like those marshmallow brownies? You could probably get some of those in there and throw that into your batter and let that cook up.
I was thinking of like a triple layered cake, but instead of putting buttercream in the middle, put the marshmallows from the Peeps in there.
Okay, I can see that. I looked at one thing, and apparently there's a recipe for a Peepsy roll, which is basically you take your Rice Krispie Treats and you wind up getting fruit by the foot roll-ups, and then you basically roll that Peep into it and then have a sushi roll, like you cut it out. I do not think I would want to try that. That just sounds kind of gross.
I mean, it sounds different, but I'd give it a shot.
Getting some diabetic coma right there after eating all that sugar.
Yeah.
But did you you know what? Now we're talking about it. Did you happen to see the commercials for the Peep flavored Pepsi?
No, I did not.
Oh my God, man. I was watching TV the other day and they had commercials for it. And yeah, it's a Peeps marshmallow flavored Pepsi. And I don't know what I think about that. I haven't seen it in the stores, so I don't know if anybody just wound up buying it all up. But I kind of want to try it just to see if it tastes somewhat good. But from my recollection of what Peeps taste like anyway, I don't think that would mix well with cola.
Nah. You know what? Speaking of Pepsi, though, and flavors, one of the Pepsis that I liked a long time ago was the Pepsi Twist. Had that like hint of lemon in there.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yep. Well, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie with you. Like, I don't think I would like the Pepsi Peeps, but I would try the Pepsi Peeps.
Yeah, I would give it a try just to see. I think when I go to the store tomorrow, I might see if I can see if there's anything left on the shelves because they announced it last month. It was like right before Easter, you know, saying, "Hey, we're gonna have these Peeps, whatever." So I wonder even if it's on the shelves.
Yeah.
Probably not, but I guess there's another thing too that's in Pennsylvania where they do a thing called a Peep Fest, and it's not what you're thinking. It's yeah, I saw that laugh. And it's basically people just get together and they wind up attending a festival that's all about Peeps. Everyone's got their own colors and shit, and I just don't know if I'd want to go see that either.
I don't know. I would try it. I mean, what's the worst case that's going to happen? I get robbed by somebody who's in the Easter Bunny outfit?
Maybe.
That's, depending on what kind of big city you're in, that could just be a typical Friday.
True. So you got a meal that you want to talk about for what you do with Easter or anything?
Not so much as a meal. Um, so my family, we don't really like celebrate Easter that much anymore. I always remember like, ham and pork is what we would do. But apparently, I was doing a little bit of research, and the common thing to eat kind of like around the world is lamb on Easter. And I got to thinking to myself, if Easter is like symbolized by a rabbit, why don't we eat rabbit on Easter? And nobody on the internet could tell me why they don't do that. So, but lamb,
Man, I can't tell you either.
yeah, lamb seems to be the go-to because it's kind of like symbolic with Catholicism and a bunch of the big religions and stuff. But yeah, I'll eat lamb on Easter if it's available. I'll eat pork and ham though too.
I wonder the answer to your question. I wonder if it's because bunnies don't have that high yield of meat.
Just
You
eat a
know, like when you look at a bunny, I mean, compared to a lamb or a cow or chickens, like they just don't have the same amount, and that's a reason why.
dude. Somebody needs to. I'm sure there's bunny farms somewhere, and everybody I've ever talked to about bunnies is like they reproduce extremely quickly. So like you can solve that problem.
Yeah, I guess you can genetically like go through kind of like what they've done with chickens
Mm-hmm.
and genetically breed them to be bigger so you can have more meat. But I think I'd have to go back with you on saying that the lamb, having a nice like lamb chop, would be pretty good for Easter.
Mm-hmm.
So have you done any lamb before? Like, have you cooked lamb
I
at
have
all?
not cooked lamb. Lamb meat where I'm at, it's kind of a specialty. And so like unless you find a butcher shop and you're like, hey, 3 weeks from now, are you gonna have any lamb? It's kind of hard to get it. And also like there's a quite a few Greek restaurants around here, so I wouldn't be surprised if those butchers that get the lamb sell directly to those restaurants. And it's very hard to find lamb here.
Yeah. All right.
So
Definitely though. Do you eat it with the mint jelly or
yeah,
no?
yeah.
You know what? I've had it before. It's okay. I mean, I'll be like, okay, sure. If it's on the plate, I'll dip it, whatnot. But not a big fan of the mint jelly when it comes to lamb. I'd rather have the nice seasonings, to be honest with you.
That's fair. I The restaurant that I grew up in, when they served lamb, it was always served with the mint jelly. So it's like I kind of just associate those two as being together,
Yeah.
and that's just how I view it.
Okay. Yeah, lamb can definitely be one of those things that's a little bit more pricey. Um, but it's been a while since I cooked one of those too. So I'll have to maybe our next anniversary of this, we'll have to have a lamb showdown or something or a lamb chop and see if I can get anything.
One thing I was looking at a couple of years ago was doing like a shepherd's pie recipe and
Yeah.
using lamb in that.
I wonder if that would be good. I mean, you'd have to cube everything up, and I don't know, lamb is kind of like steak where you're not going to cook it all the way through,
Yeah.
you know? Like if you have beef chunks or something, like you can throw that in there and then just let them cook because whatever, you're getting like the butt of the stuff. But I feel as if that's the same thing as a fillet or like a ribeye or something where you're not going to cook it up to well because that just ruin the steak.
Right.
And I guess that's going to be some fighting words for some people that might be listening in because they cook their steaks well. But for you people that
You're
cook your
wrong.
steaks well, you're wrong. Yeah, not supposed to come out as like a shoe leather.
And sometimes things happen. Sometimes you're out grilling and you lose track of time during conversations, forget you have meat on the grill. You eat a well done steak. But for the most part, a little bit pink.
Nah, that's a travesty if you cook it that much more, man. Even if you lose time, you're supposed to be out there on the grill talking, so you can see your meat cooking, not being like, oh, I'm in the house and I'm talking with people. Oh shit, I forgot that there's meat on the grill.
Yep.
Not how it works, buddy.
Nah. Sometimes I misplace the step. Sometimes beer's opened far before the grill is, and then let's drunk meat Viking play with fire. Meat Viking make grill go vroom. Drunk meat Viking get call from wife. Drunk meat Viking forget grill go vroom. Uh-oh.
So I feel like I have to talk about one more thing that's pretty staple in the Easter side, and that's the Cadbury Egg Man. Do you remember those things as a kid?
Honestly, sometimes I know it's Easter time purely by just seeing the Cadbury eggs. I'm like, oh, it's this time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, so what's funny is that Cadbury eggs were actually created over in England, over in Europe, and Hershey is one of their people that kind of does a lot of the stuff for the U.S. And then there's another person in Canada that has their whole entire distribution stuff. So it's kind of funny how Hershey is part of that, because they get the chocolate. And one of the funny things that I read too is that the Cadbury eggs taste different from country to country because of the dairy or the ingredients. So over in Europe where it's made, they use the milk. They use like regular milk. Over here in the US, they use powdered milk. So it's going to taste a little bit different. The one thing that I found out from it is that the cream egg is actually, it's a milk chocolate egg that's filled with a white and yellow fondant. So I didn't know that stuff in the middle was fondant.
I did not either.
Type of sugary concoction, but no, it's basically like melted fondant. And it's supposed to mimic like what a real chicken egg would be when you cracked it open. That's why you see the yellow and the white.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That stuff is super sweet. It's very sugary. But from what the research and the company says, apparently it's supposed to signify the renewal and the rebirth. So that's why people go bonkers with it. And you know what they did? I think it was last year. I don't think it was this year. It was last year. They kind of took a book or a page out of Willy Wonka's book, and they had golden Cadbury eggs.
Oh.
And if you won them, then they had different prizes. Like if you found them, they would be, I think one was like 5,000 pounds. They had other things that were there too. And I watched a video, and this one dude, he had a whole bunch of them in his truck, and he was just opening them up. And the guy was filming him with it, and he's like, "Oh man, how cool would it be if I got one of them golden eggs?" And he opens up one, no, nothing. He opens up another, nothing, and he just keep on bullshit and whatnot. And his last egg, I'm telling you this, I don't know if they freaking planned it or what, but this dude opened it up, and it was a golden egg, and he looked, and the face that he made was like, "Oh my God, I bloody got a golden egg."
Wow.
So, but it really is, apparently it was created in Birmingham in England.
Okay.
So, and it actually came from a guy that wanted to be able to make a drinking chocolate because he had a store where people could do tea, they could do coffee, and drinking chocolate. So leave it up to the freaking Brits, man, to say that I'm going to have a drinking chocolate. That's like hot chocolate, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah. It sounds like hot chocolate with extra steps.
I know. Like, I don't know. Maybe the chocolate was different back then. Maybe it was something that wasn't as sugar what we associate with today. Maybe it was more bitter. Maybe they just had the coffee or the chocolate beans and they wound up just grinding it all up and then pouring it over hot water and be like, here you go. Here's your drinking chocolate. But that sounds pretty gross.
I'd still try it.
Man, I feel like you would try shit if someone freaking rolled it up in a burrito.
Not intentionally. I would hope I would smell it before then and be like, nah, dude.
Well, you're saying that you try everything. Like I said, I feel like if someone freaking put shit in a brownie or something, it was like, here's our world-class brownie. You'd go, all right, I'll give it a try. Man, this tastes a little nutty.
A little nutty. Never thought you'd put corn in brownies. Weird.
So other things that I read about it too is that apparently Cadbury wasn't Cadbury at first. Like I said, that guy, he wound up opening up that shop for the drinking chocolate, the tea, and the coffee. But it wasn't until there was another guy who was actually his competitor, and he was making these moldable chocolate bars, that it kind of sparked the experimentation of, hey, I'm going to make this chocolate, I'm going to mold it into an egg, and then I'm going to start putting sugary treats in it. And apparently it wasn't until the early 1900s is when they kind of talked together and said, hey, let's join forces and create what we know as the Cadbury cream eggs. They wound up putting it into that molding fondant, that one, yellow and white, and then putting into the chocolate. So they had a pretty good campaign, basically saying, how do you eat your Cadbury eggs? I don't know. I don't know if that would be one. I feel like the other commercials that you see with the bunny and how he's going blah 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 blah, and then you got the lion that's got the bunny ears and he's like rah rah. You remember those commercials?
I remember those.
And they got the chicken that's bucking around. So
I remember a couple of years ago, I think Cadbury did the kind of eggs where they didn't put the fondant in them anymore. They were just like solid chocolate, candy flavored. Like you had maybe like a Twix Cadbury egg or like a Snickers Cadbury egg. You remember that?
Oh, I don't remember those. That's interesting. The only thing that I remember with Cadbury is apparently they have gotten into some trouble because they have what's called shrinkage, I guess. I remember the eggs used to be freaking huge. And for now, they actually make them for the same price, but it's smaller. And this happens with a lot of other companies too. This is not just Cadbury, because I think Hershey, I think, Mars and those other ones, those chocolate ones, I remember the big ass candy bars being huge. And then now for the same price, you're getting like these little 8-ounce bars, something that's super small. And it's a way apparently of them maximizing their profits while still screwing the consumer.
Yeah, the candy industry is known for that. So, I mean, I'm not surprised.
But yeah, Cadbury eggs. Nothing but being a kid again.
I got some running around to do today. Maybe I'll find me a Cadbury egg.
Yeah, find yourself a Cadbury egg, man. Take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Put that up on the gram.
On the gram.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Cadbury egg.
Explore.
Have a video of you eating it, and then it goes all over your mustache.
Oh. Yeah, I'd have to about take a shower after one of them.
Or you can just put it in your mouth completely. They're probably small enough. You can just go like this, lift it up, and go, oh.
Yep. Eat like Dr. Zoidberg from Futurama.
Oh man, well, there any other things you want to talk about with Easter?
Nothing I can think of. I think we pretty much got everything covered.
All right. Well, hopefully the people here have learned some things. I know I did with some of my research into the Cadbury eggs and into the Peeps.
I know I did.
So I feel like there's a little bit of some educational component into this podcast.
Sometimes we're smart.
Sometimes.
But
all right, well, I guess foodies, let us know what your favorite Easter thing is in the comments. We can maybe talk about it for another one. Hopefully you got some candy. Hopefully you ate some meat. Whatever you do for Easter, get that basket. We'll be able to talk about more of this in the second anniversary of this.
yes.
So today's just a little bit of an easy one. So I guess we'll sign off, man. So I'm Professor Porkloin and my lovely co-host.
The Meat Viking.
And we will see you later.
Deuces.